didn't see you there. Would you like to hear a presentation about an awesome museum?
Yeah!
Well, let me show you. The National Museum of American History is a great place. It has 3 million American artifacts that have been preserved. It has amazing in-person exhibits that you can visit, and also where 4 million people visit per year. It also has online exhibits that you can visit where 1 million people visit a year. This place is located in Washington, D.C., where you guys will be visiting soon. You guys should really check it out.
Guess what?
What?
This museum opened to the public in January of 1964 as a museum of history and technology. It is the 6th museum building in the National Mall at D.C. On June 28, 1955, Dwight D. Eisenhower signed a bill authorizing $36 million to the museum. The groundbreaking took place August 22, 1958.
The National Museum of American History is a massive 750,000 square feet, including a basement, 3 main exhibition levels, 2 office collection levels, and it even has a mechanical warehouse on the roof. It qualifies as a historic landmark due to its location in the National Mall. It is one of the last structures designed by McKim, Mead, and White, and its location makes it eligible for listing on the National Register of Historic Places.
In 1980, the museum's name changed from the Museum of History and Technology to the name that we know and love today. It changed to better represent the museum's mission, which was to collect, care for, and study objects that reflect the experience of the American people.
In 2008, the museum performed an $85 million renovation to the museum's core. This added a grand staircase, skylight, and construction of the new Star-Spangled Banner Gallery. And it added updates to the 44-year-old infrastructure.
Another super interesting object that this museum has is the original Star-Spangled Banner. All except for 3 fragments that were cut from this banner. It was the banner that flew from Fort McHenry in 1814. This was presented to William Carter by Eben Appleton, whose grandfather was Colonel George Armstead, who was the commander of Fort McHenry when it was bombarded by the British on September 13, 1814. Appleton inherited the pieces after his mother's death in 1878. This banner was the banner that inspired Francis Scott Key to write the poem, which was then later converted into our national anthem that is played before many events.
Oh, say, can you see?
Another amazing artifact they have is George Washington's uniform. He was the first president of the United States dating back to February 4th, 1783. This buff blue uniform consists of breeches and a waistcoat. It arrived at the museum in 1883 after being held at the Patent Office. It is almost always on display except for during World War II when the museum packed up its important artifacts. He wore this uniform from 1789 until his death in 1799. He believed appearance and actions showed characters and leadership. He wanted his troops to present themselves as a professional military organization and proper uniform to show a unified front. The buff and blue uniforms remained until the Civil War.
Another super interesting artifact is Abraham Lincoln's top hat. He was our 16th president and was president during the Civil War. He was our tallest president, standing at 6'4", and he wore a top hat to stand out even more. Wow, that was really tall.
Yeah, it was.
There is a silk band around the hat which represented his recently passing son, Willie, and he wore the hat on April 14th, on the day that he was assassinated. The hat would always leave a mark in the museum and is an iconic trademark of President Lincoln. Go.
I'm Abraham Lincoln, and I approve this message.
And guess what? They don't just have artifacts that do with different parts of military. They have artifacts for all of American history, from Babe Ruth's autographed ball to Muhammad Ali's boxing gloves. The Great Bambino signed his ball for a fan on a visit to Pennsylvania, and the museum gained Muhammad Ali's gloves in 1976. During the donation ceremony, Ali predicted that his gloves would be the most famous thing in the building, and in lots of people's eyes, it was.
Another awesome invention you can see here is the Edison's New Year's Eve lamp, which is a carbon filament bulb that Thomas Edison used in a public demonstration where he showed his first invention, which was the first practical electric lamp. This demonstration took place in Menlo, New Jersey's laboratory in New Year's Eve, 1879. Edison represented the idea of a hardworking, self-made man. and received 1,093 government license for his invention, and eventually became a very skilled entrepreneur. This inspired things such as our modern-day light bulb.
Another great artifact they have is the "We Can Do It" poster. This is a popular poster that was created by J. Howard Miller for the Westinghouse Electric Manufacturing Company, which is a base nuclear power company. In 1886, it became the largest of these companies, and it was the most modern workshop at the time. The poster later became a popular icon for World War II, and it encouraged women to take wartime jobs in defense industries. It also became a celebrated symbolism of female patriotism. However, when the war ended, many industries forced women to give up their skilled jobs to returning veterans.
One cool thing you can see at this museum is Thomas Jefferson's portable desk, which he used to write the Declaration of Independence in 1776. The reason he used a portable desk was because his original one was sadly lost at sea, so he used his portable desk as a replacement. His super cool desk had a writing board and a locking drawer which held his papers, pens, and inkwell. Jefferson also used it throughout his life to write other important documents and write to his granddaughter.
And the most amazing part of the museum is that it holds the Titanic life jacket, the greatest love story thriller of all time, about two young lovers that meet on an extravagant boat that was the first of its kind. They met, fell in love, and were in each other's memories forever.
Emmy?
Oh yeah, I forgot. The movie isn't the true story. Anyway, the museum holds an actual life jacket from the real Titanic that sunk in 1912. A physician who helped take care of the survivors found it and gave it to the museum.
You will be given an opportunity to visit the Innovations in Defense exhibit, where you can learn about computer viruses, spam, spyware, botnets, and much, much more. The Mayhem Cyber Reasoning System is also on display. It is the first artificial intelligence cyber defense system designed to prevent attacks on our personal devices. It was created during a 2-year project in 2014.
A really awesome place you can visit is the American Stories exhibit. Here you will be immersed into a chronological look at artifacts that did something to shape America. This includes fragments from the Plymouth Pilgrim's Rock, Pele's jersey, who was a Brazilian soccer player and is sometimes considered the best soccer player of all time, and shackles worn by Abraham Lincoln's assassin conspirators.
Another awesome exhibit that you can see here is the American Enterprise. You can see artifacts that had to do with shaping our American business. One of the artifacts is the original John Deere plow, and one of Eli Whitney's original cotton gins is in this museum. One of Mydrello Dellis's early computers is here, and one of Alexander Bellis's first telephones.
The food exhibit within the museum, which has artifacts from 1950 to 2000, is called Transforming the American Table, which includes different artifacts and exhibits, and it is an awesome place to go to in the museum. It is a place to discover how different movements, such as immigrants and family, have changed the table. And the wine from the table is another area in the exhibit which shows the growth of wine, how new technologies, innovations, and changing attitudes led to wine production in all 15 states. It also has Julia Child's Kitchen, which was one of the first major cooking shows.
From all the things we have shared with you, we think it would really be of your best interest to visit this exciting Museum of American History during your stay at Washington, D.C. From movies to sports to military, this museum covers it all. Going to this museum is a way to learn all different parts of American history, and we highly recommend you visit.